Hello and welcome to Q Skills Listening and Speaking Unit 3. In this unit we will learn about tag questions. Please turn to page 62 and 63 in your books. Take a look at this grammar skill, pause this page and we'll come back. So how much do you know about using tag questions? Do you know why they're used? And do you know how they're used? Well, let's take a look at the first sentence. Tag questions are common in everyday conversation. You can use a tag question to keep a conversation going by asking a person for her opinion about a situation. Tag questions are formed by adding a short yes or no question at the end of a statement. Now let's take a look at this more in depth. You can turn a statement into a question by adding a tag question at the end. Here is a statement. Aisha is from Saudi Arabia. This is how we can ask a question, using a tag question. Aisha is from Saudi Arabia, isn't she? Positive statements use a negative tag. You are moving to a new home soon, aren't you? Here you can see the first part of the sentence is a positive, and the tag question at the end is negative, and it's using the same verb. In the second example we have, Jason is trying to find a new job, isn't he? Again, we have a positive statement using a negative tag. Negative statements, on the other hand, use a positive tag. So here the statement is negative. They aren't coming to the meeting, are they? Did you see that? It's a negative statement with a positive tag. In the second example we have, Sarah isn't working late tonight, is she? Again here you can see a negative statement with a positive tag. So let's do some practice. What tags do you need? Pause the screen, have a go, and we'll come back with the answers. So how do you think you did? Well, let's take a look at the answers. Simon is from England, isn't he? Here you can see it's a positive statement with a negative tag question. You have met him before, haven't you? We are ready to begin, aren't we? The meeting was long, wasn't it? Here you have positive statements and negative tag questions. The remaining 4 statements are negative statements with positive tag questions. There aren't any good restaurants near here, are there? Sue isn't a vegetarian, is she? You haven't been here before, have you? Sarah wasn't at the museum as well, was she? Here you can see the same verb is used, but in either a positive tense or a negative tense. Look again at the examples. Notice that if a statement contains the verb be or have, then the same verb is used in the tag question. So let's take a look at these positive statements with the negative tags. Okay? And then on the bottom you have negative statements with positive tags. In the same way, if a statement contains a modal verb, then the same modal verb is used in the tag question. Take a look at these examples. You can't speak Arabic, can you? They won't arrive until midday, will they? We should try to save money, shouldn't we? Here you can see the modal verbs can't, won't, and should. And they are repeated in the tag questions. For all other statements, the tag question uses a form of do. Gavin wants to quit next year, doesn't he? An electrical fault caused the fire, didn't it? They don't eat seafood, do they? Here you can see all of these 3 tag questions are using the verb do. For statements beginning I am, the tag question is aren't I? Notice this. I am the one responsible for this project, aren't I? For imperatives, both will and would are used. It is a little more polite to use would. Open the door, will you? Turn off the TV, would you? When have is the main verb and refers to a state, British English and American English use different tags. You have a spare key, haven't you? This is British English. You have a spare key, don't you? And this is American English. Now let's do some practice. Take a look at the following page. Exercise A. Use tag questions to complete the conversations, then practice the conversations with a partner. Pause the screen, try your best, and we'll take a look at the answers in a minute. So how did you do? Let's take a look. Let's look at question number 1. You're a journalist, aren't you? Yes, I am. Number 2. Ibrahim never works on the weekend, does he? No, he doesn't. Number 3. They got married, didn't they? No, they didn't. Number 4. It's important to have good friends, isn't it? Yes, it is. Number 5. Shahad should see her family more often, shouldn't she? Yes, she should. Number 6. Abed and Gary don't have permanent jobs, do they? No, they don't. Number 7. Valerie came here from France, didn't she? Yes, she did. And number 8. We can't afford an overseas vacation this year, can we? Yes, we can. In this exercise, the answers from person B should have helped you. Now let's take a look at intonation in tag questions. Tag questions can have both falling and rising intonation. This means that the speaker can either drop their voice or raise it at the tag question. Falling intonation. You're not from around here, are you? And rising intonation. You're not from around here, are you? Falling intonation in tag questions. When the tag question has falling intonation, the speaker is fairly sure that the statement before the tag question is correct. Here, the person is asking for confirmation. You're the head of department now, aren't you? That shipment should be here next week, shouldn't it? The test results were disappointing, weren't they? All of these three were asking or checking for information. Rising intonation in tag questions. When the tag question has rising intonation, the speaker is not so sure that the statement before the tag question is correct. The speaker wants to know the answer. So here's the person asking a genuine question. Nigel and Carol don't have any children, do they? You can't remember the password, can you? The T isn't too strong, is it? And now for the summary. You can turn a statement into a question by adding a tag question at the end. So these are the 4 things we looked at. Positive statements use a negative tag. Negative statements use a positive tag. If the intonation falls, the speaker expects confirmation that they are correct. And lastly, if the intonation rises, the speaker is less sure and wants to know the answer. LMS activities. Log into LMS for further practice of tag questions. Thank you.